Утверждение.
This relationship would be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, you know, when you have a director cry and the scene is not necessarily emotional, you're not sure if you're going to be fired.
Yes. That could throw you off.
It could throw you off a little bit. But I think, I agree.
Barry cries a lot.
Yeah, he does cry a lot.
You know, Barry, you know, if he doesn't have lunch, he'll cry. So it was a little confusing, but it turned out to be
it's true. Barry cries and you crack up.
I laugh. No, it's funny when he cries. That's our relationship.
And I'm
so a hard scene. I don't know. What was hard? I was 32 years old when I did part 2, and I was 42 years old when I did part 3. So I was surprised how much difference 10 years makes when you're trying to be an action hero. Jumping out of windows and things like that. You know, and I started the movie off saying, I don't want a stunt man. What I need a stunt man for? I'll do it. You know, and by the time we got 2 or 3 weeks into the movie, I started saying, hey, can somebody get the stunt man from the trailer? Have him come out here, just be on set. So,
well, another scary moment was for me. For me and you, I think, was the first day you worked after 3 years having never acted before.
Yeah, no, I hadn't acted in about 4 years. Why was it scary for you?
Well, because the very first shot with Will Smith after all these years,
yes.
He's jumping off the top of the Chrysler building, we're shooting blue screen.
Yes.
And as I'm watching him act to no one but himself,
yes.
I'm thinking, he's not really that good anymore. But I didn't want to say anything, but I was wondering how Will would feel about it. And as I'm panicking, I finally say, cut, because I see it's not getting any better. And Will Smith, as soon as they said cut, screams out to me, I can do better, Baz. I'm a little rusty.
I'm a little rusty, but then I got it together.
You did, and you were fantastic in the movie.
And because I saw you crying after my first take too, but it's for a different reason.
Хорошо, спасибо большое за столь просторные и пространные вопросы и ответы. Мы едем дальше. Вот эта сторона, прошу, быстрее.
Hello, my name is Anastasia, and I have a question about Boris the animal. Was this image inspired by a real person? Because yesterday I realized that he looks like Boris Grebeshnikov, our famous Russian musician. I have a picture if you want to have a look at it.
Yes, please.
Boris the animal looks like a famous Russian musician.
His name is also Boris.
Boris, wow.
Okay, I can answer this one.
Wow.
What can you say about that?
Sorry for him.
The original name in the script, when we started this movie, the original name of the villain was Yaz, Y-A-Z. And then one day my 19-year-old daughter told me that Yaz was also the name of her birth control pill.
Yes.
So, that was shocking for so many reasons. So we had to change his name, and several people have already asked me if Boris is a Russian name, but as it turns out, Boris is also the name of my grandson.
Oh, wow.
So we named the villain of the movie after my grandson. Thank you very much.
There is no good answer to this question.
Yeah, that's fantastic, though. He should sue us.
На самом деле, вчера кто смотрел фильм, видел, что не только Борис Гребенщиков, но и Никита Джигурда. Это ошибка только для местных. Да, хорошо, эта сторона.
Добрый день, Уилл, скажите, пожалуйста, вот вы падали с крыши, скажите, пожалуйста, может, у вас есть еще и другие фобии, вообще боитесь ли вы высоты? И еще такой вопрос, вы там восстанавливали справедливость с посадкой на Луну, скажите, а что-нибудь вы о русском космосе знаете?
Oh wow. Yeah, the first thing first was phobias. Do I have phobias? I'm kind of scared of being scared, right? Like whenever I'm scared of something, it makes me have to attack it, right? So I have a weird response to being scared. It's like, I can't swim, for example. So whenever I'm in the water, I just have this crazy urge. I have to jump off of the boat into the water, so it's a weird thing like that. And Russian space exploration, we did, for the film, we had a lot of researchers on set, so it was the Sputnik.
Sputnik.
Yeah, that was the big one. Someone brought we had keychains or something that someone gave us, the Sputnik keychains or something like that. But yeah, it wasn't a big study of mine, but I know Sputnik.
Two things happened in 1969 with the Russians, I think. I think it was Venus and Mars, right? They circumvented Venus and I think they landed on Mars or something like that. I actually studied it.
Really? No, it sounds like it.
I tell you the truth about Boris, though, is Jermaine would do this. We were up on top of the rocket, and Jermaine, who is afraid of heights, would do this thing where he'd get into character, and then he'd jump up next to me, and then he'd go like this and go. Yeah, really quite sad. It's very good, but we cut around it.
Что ж, монтаж это святое дело, конечно же, прошел, видимо. Давайте. Кто, Женя?
You're on your iPhone texting while we're answering, by the way.
Oh, he's like, hey baby, I'll see you in an hour.
Телекомпания РБК, Руслан Мамедов. Скажите, пожалуйста, Уилл, вот если бы у вас было бы, такую предположить, фантастику, у вас есть устройство из этого фильма, которое стирает память и заставляет человека поверить в то, что вы сказали. На ком бы вы это применили? Есть ли у вас какие-то конкретные персонажи, кому бы вы устроили прочистку мозгов? И второй вопрос, относящийся к другому вашему фильму про Али. Вы потрясающе сыграли там, но если бы вам по-настоящему нужно было выйти на ринг, смогли бы вы выйти, например, против Николая Валуева? Он, между прочим, изъявлял желание с вами встретиться.
Yes, see, you have to be very, very careful with Russian fighters because they're very well trained and very scary. See, in America, when I was growing up, the image of the Russian fighter was Drago. In Rocky III, and he killed Apollo, So the black guys with the Russian fighters don't have the best of luck, So, what was the first part of the question? Yeah, but I'd love to meet him. Yeah, and could I fight for real? Was a good question.
Yeah.
How would I apply the device? Yes, the memory. Yeah. That would be interesting. I'd probably use it, with my wife, and I would just flash and I say, "Damn, I'm the best. It was the best. You'll never experience anything like that ever again."
This is our last stop, by the way.
Едем дальше. Модный парень, давай там.
Вот вопрос, Уилл, по какой системе актерского мастерства ты играешь? Либо это Станиславский, Чехов?
Какой целью вы интересуетесь?
Yeah.
Сейчас.
No, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Окей. Да, хорошо, окей.
I've read all of those books, and I've always found it a little bit too technical for me. I'm far more free-form in my style. I'm not, a technically trained actor. But I love Stanislavski. I've worked with multiple acting coaches growing up, but for me, it's always come back to just programming myself with the ideas and just finding the natural space, and it's far more, I like to get into a space that is more free-form, you know, stream of consciousness. Like there's a wild sort of untamed way I like to perform on set. But yes, but I've read all of those books.
It is a good question, though. I don't like that they laughed at you.
Yeah. No, it's the shorts, man. It's the shorts.
That's what it is.
Джош, ну а тогда уж если есть возможность, как она есть, ответьте также на этот вопрос. А у вас что за система, по которой вы играете?
I think that's why I decided to do a movie with Will. I decided, they asked me, I said yes, because it was time to have some real fun. You know, I did study Stanislavski. I studied with Stella Adler in New York. And I did all that stuff, and I'm tired of taking myself so seriously, and I'm ready to have some fun. But I love Chekhov and all that. Michael Chekhov, I read all that. And I think, you know, I still go back and read it, because I think as an actor, you know, you do a new movie, and you think you're going to be found out eventually. So, you know, every movie that comes up, it's almost like you've never done a movie before, so it has its new challenges.
I think you're both being way too hard on yourselves and not giving a truthful answer. You guys both worked profoundly hard on this. I mean, Josh was on the set every day with an MP3 player listening to Tommy and his cadences and his rhythm, yet created a new character based on Tommy. And Will, in every day, in every scene, comes into the scene wanting to know certain answers. What does his character need from the scene? What's he trying to learn from the scene? What does he want to get out of the scene? And they're throwing this question off, but they actually had a process whereby they actually were working as professional actors on the set. Good one.
Здравствуйте, Марина Питерская, Санкт-Петербург, журнал «Линия полета». У меня вопрос к Джошу. Ты только что упомянули про театральную школу Стеллы Адлер и про то, что вы любите Чехова. У меня вот такой вопрос. Я знаю, что вы раньше играли на театральной сцене. Играете ли вы сейчас? Если да, то в каких пьесах вас можно увидеть? И хотели бы вы воплотить на сцене кого-нибудь из чеховских персонажей? Спасибо.
Yeah, I have done that in Chekhov, and I'll be doing the opera next. I'll be singing Turandot. No, I was going to do a play in January on Broadway, a Sam Shepard play. He's probably my favorite American playwright. But yeah, I've done a lot of theater, and the thing is I'm working a lot in film. I have this great opportunity right now to do some great stuff. I'm not one who believes that if you do theater, that's the real acting, and film is not the real acting. So I'm very, very fortunate to do some fun and then also very difficult parts. We're going to do Chandler Park's a remake of Old Boy, which I'm really looking forward to, which scares me as much as Chekhov mentioned.
And I also had another thought that interesting with that question. From all of the reading, I like to simplify things. I like to break it down to its most simple components, and I'm a student of patterns. I'm always looking for what is the pattern, what is the most simple idea, and I've sort of broken my acting down to 4 basic questions, and I've generally found the character through these 4 basic questions. What does your character want? Why does your character want it? What's going to happen if your character doesn't get it? And what are the obstacles keeping them from getting it? And with those 4 questions, I've always been able to, come to a deep psychological comprehension of any character and any person. You ask a person those 4 questions over dinner, and if you can get really honest answers, you have a very good psychological profile from those 4 questions.
Я надеюсь, вы все законспектировали эти 4 вопроса.
Да.
Добрый день. Я посмотрела «Живом родном удовольствие». У меня 2 вопроса к Уиллу. Уилл, вы очень позитивный человек, и вам приписывают слова. Надо каждое утро просыпаться с мыслью, что произойдет что-то хорошее. Именно так и будет. Вы верите в позитивное мышление? И как этот принцип работает в вашей жизни? Может быть, какой-то случай расскажете из своей жизни? И второй вопрос. Насколько я поняла, в рамках промо-тура фильма «Люди в черном 3» вас сопровождала супруга. И, как я поняла, в Россию она не приехала. Почему? Спасибо большое.
Oh, Jada and Willow, Jada has Madagascar 3 coming out in a few weeks. So she's in Cannes right now at the Cannes Film Festival. So she's doing this today with, she and my daughter are there. So she wanted to come to Moscow, but she's working. The first part of the question, you know, just the concept of positive thinking, and you know, for me, you know, my life is great. Like I don't have anything really to be upset about in general, but I wake up every day and I just think that those first moments of the day are hugely important. And I'm constantly telling myself, you know, for example, if, you know, with boxing, if I had to fight, I'm only allowing myself to think about winning. Like, I don't, like losing can't be even a possibility. You know, it has to be such a bizarre concept that I would lose, that my mind and my body just assumes the win, and it's, you know, thinking from the point of view of the victor versus the victim. And I just work really hard to always train my thoughts to the most positive thought rather than, oh my God, what if this press conference doesn't work? Oh my God, what if they don't like the movie? Oh my God, you know, what if they, you know, and it's like, that's not helpful. It's like when I'm standing in the back, I'm saying to myself, I cannot wait to get out of here. This is going to be the best press conference. I'm really going to love this movie so much, you know.
Luckily for the film, I come in with exactly the opposite.
The opposite, yes.
So it's a very balanced set.
Yes.
Ну и мне кажется, что мы уже должны с вами поставить большую жирную точку. Насколько известно, Москва является последним городом вашим глобальным в планетарном масштабе промо-тура «Люди в черном 3». И, скажем так, оглядываясь назад в прошлое, какой бы вопрос вы сейчас вспомнили, скажем так, с точки зрения какой-то неловкости или, может быть, запоминающести, и сейчас попытались бы его озвучить, и тем самым нас бы всех порадовали. За все время, не здесь, не только на этой пресс-конференции, а за время всего тура. Если, конечно, память вас еще.
I know. No, there was the most embarrassing moment of the entire tour was the other day with Josh Brolin. We were in a photo call, and you know, Josh is generally pretty calm, right? But the photo call was going well, and Josh got excited, and he says, Will, let's do this pose. And I'm standing beside him. And what was the pose, Josh? Do the pose that you wanted to do. So I'm standing. It's the worst pose. It's the worst pose. So we're doing this. Doing the pose, and we're standing there. It's really calm. And Josh says, Will, let's do this pose. You see, he won't do it right now. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. So he does like this, and he says, Will, come on. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like. My friend completely committed. Yes, I committed. I was there with you. It's the stupidest pose ever. You know, but I supported him as a support. Yeah, and that was the worst moment. My publicist over there showed me on the internet, and I was like, oh my God, what did I do? That gets back into acting and improvising. Improvising, I just read that Stanislavski book. No, but it was like you had an old school rap music flashback or something. It was like 80s. I was in the Goodies again. A Run DMC flashback.
Ну что ж, спасибо вам огромное за эти потрясающие 30 секунд.